everybody. Welcome to D&K Podcast again on a Monday afternoon. President's Day. One reason why I'm wearing my nice, beautiful flag earrings that my best friend Crystal gave me. So, I just had to,
Oh yeah,
I had to show them off. So, we're here today again for you guys, and today we have brought a special guest. We would like to, show we like to do this a lot, and lately we've really been getting into helping, we'll just say, people out that we personally, respond to, and just want you to take a look into and research for yourself, as we say all the time. But bringing the guests on so that they can, show themselves to you guys and
do a meet and greet.
Meet and greet. This is a virtual meet and greet. So, here we go again.
So tonight, this afternoon, of course, we're coming at you Central Time if you're watching somewhere else. We have Carter Smith. Of course, he's running for circuit court judge, and the way it works here, and he can tell you too, but it's two counties. It's Madison and Rankin County. He's also got a couple more meet and greets coming up. We'll discuss that. Just kind of get to know him. He brought us some shirts. I didn't change. I should have changed already, but like his shirts. You can follow him on Facebook. We'll have all that info up for you too. So how you doing, Carter?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for joining us today, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
So we'll just kind of start at what position, or I hate to call position, but what are you running for exactly?
So I'm running for circuit court judge for Rankin and Madison County, and I'm running for the place one position, which the way it works in this particular district, this is the 20th district, circuit court district, and that encompasses all of Rankin and all of Madison County. There's 3 places, so we've got 3 circuit court judges in this particular district. There's place 1, which is the one that I'm going to be running for. Anybody running for that particular spot has to be a resident of Rankin County, Mississippi, but they have to run the entire circuit court district of Rankin and Madison. There's a place 2. You have to be a resident of Madison County to run for that particular spot. They run the entire county. And then there's a place 3 where you can be a resident of Rankin or Madison County and run the entire Rankin Madison district. Place 1.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's when I put my name in the hat, I realized just how much it was. I knew it was a big area, but man, there's a lot of little nooks and crannies and stuff that you've got to cover. But
well, Rankin County's obviously like huge, and then
Right.
so is Madison County.
right. One thing I will say is that the spot that I'm running for is going to be an open seat, that the current judge is not running in this particular race. So,
Okay, I did not know that either.
Right.
And this particular election is going to be November 3rd.
That's correct.
And I know it's November, but just wanted to double check with him earlier. So,
Right.
Because, what we do a lot here on this show is, just try to go out and vote, because if you want things to change at all, the only way you can get them to change is to vote and use your right to vote. That in my life has been something that I've pushed a lot, and it's not about which side or whatever, but you got to go vote.
That's right. It's very
you
important.
have to go vote if you want anything to change at all. And so we do that a lot on this show as well. As far as your background, we'll talk about that in a few, but where did you grow up actually?
Well, I actually grew up most of my childhood, or all of my, grade schooling and everything, high school. All of that was in Oklahoma. I went to Deer Creek High School, went to Deer Creek Elementary.
What brought you to Mississippi?
Well, my family's from Mississippi. My dad's family is from, my dad's side of the family is from Leakesville, Mississippi, and my mom's side of the family is from Greenville, Mississippi.
Okay.
And I had an older brother that came over here. He was playing football at Ole Miss, and he's a year ahead of me in school. And so I kind of followed behind him and came over here and went to Ole Miss.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hotty toddy.
Yeah.
So what did you want to ask him, Kim? You had said something about we were going to kind of talk about his background and his experience a little bit. So
Yes. So
wanted to kind of set you up on that a little bit on how you're going to move forward with that one.
yes. Well, one thing before that,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something I found that was very interesting that I like that you put on your Facebook page. By the way, check out his Facebook page, Carter Smith for Circuit Court Judge
for
on
Rankin
Facebook.
and Madison County.
Rankin and Madison County.
Yeah.
But if you want to know what a circuit court judge does, you have
Right.
an explanation there, because I was telling Daryl, I personally didn't know like particularly what exactly
Right.
a circuit court judge does and like what it all entails. So getting everyone informed is really good.
Right.
No matter what, I mean, you should know.
That's true. The circuit court, well, all courts play a vital role in our communities, but I really feel like the circuit court plays a vital role. In the circuit court, you'll handle civil cases. They can be, it's got original jurisdiction over cases from $200 and up. Mostly it's your larger civil cases that are going to be handled there. Also felony crimes are handled there, and appeals from certain misdemeanors are appealed up to the circuit courts from the lower courts.
Okay, so like
So-
more of your major crimes or
Right,
felonies
right.
would come there. Okay.
So
But you have experience as a prosecutor.
I
correct?
do. I've been a defense attorney in the past when I was a young attorney starting out, trying to get experience. I was in private practice for a while, and in private practice, I did do some defense work. I did a little bit of civil, handled a few civil cases too. Eventually, I've gotten some experience and everything and met folks, and I was able to get a job as an assistant district attorney, and I went to the 13th district. I was living in Rankin County, but I went to the 13th district and was working there every day and just commuting back and forth, which the 13th district encompasses Simpson, Smith, Covington, and Jasper County.
Gotcha.
And as an assistant district attorney, all of your district attorneys, their cases, they handle felony crimes. And those felony crimes come in front of the circuit court judge. That's one of the main things that you would be doing as one of the larger portions of your caseload as a circuit court judge would be cases coming from the district attorney's office.
Perfect.
I've handled tons of
Kim's
those.
got a nice slide up here. for
Right.
you.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, and again, I think, one thing that you would want to look for when someone's running for a position is having experience, having extensive experience, and like a background that and you can trust that they're going to know how to do their job and do it fairly and do it right, especially in that position, So,
Right.
so previously, before you served for assistant district attorney and prosecuting,
Right.
tell us a little bit about the back history before.
So when I was in law school, I was a law clerk for former Chief Justice William Waller.
Mhm. Very
You know, and
familiar
that-
with him.
Right. Which he helped me get my feet wet, learning more about the justice system and everything. I mean, because at that time, like I said, I was in law school, and I do a lot of legal research for him, advise him on what I'd learned through my legal research as he was drafting opinions and whatnot for the court. And I did that both summers in law school. And then, like I said previously, I went into private practice whenever I came out of law school. I worked for a small firm handling, different things for them. And then I was also able to have my own little firm on the side where I was doing the criminal defense because I'd always been interested in criminal law. I just needed some experience so I could work my way into maybe prosecuting one day. And eventually, after several years of doing the private practice, I was able to work my way over to the prosecution side. And like I said, I worked in the 13th district at first. And then I ended up, which I was always living here in Rankin County, I ended up coming to Madison and Rankin County, and I worked in the Rankin office for the 20th district DA's office.
Yeah. Who was the district attorney at that time?
That was Bubba Bramlett at the time.
Bubba.
He's still there today.
I know. Yes, sir.
Yep.
He is. And of course, I'm sure you're familiar with Michael Guest,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yes.
There a long time. But yeah, experience, especially in my opinion, for a judge, because we see different events happening in the country,
Mhm.
and judges are going to be judges. Obviously, people have different opinions. I get it. But I think that we need good experienced judges, because people that are just kind of fly by night, and of course, this is my opinion. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just using an example.
Right.
They may not really have the experience, but they just kind of want to do it because they've clerked for somebody or whatever. And in the current status of the United States of America, no matter where you are, it's important to have that experience. It's important that you've been through, per se, a drive-by shooting case, which has got to be unreal horrible, I'm sure. Looking at it on the side of the prosecutor,
Right.
My older brother got murdered in the year 2000, and the prosecutors were wonderful. They helped my family. They helped us mentally. They crushed the case. The right two people went to prison for life. But it wasn't just about that. They became part of our family.
Right. And I think that's huge. I mean, I think as a judge, I think that I feel like I would be well rounded, because I have been out there as the defense attorney, and I know the struggles that they go through trying to make a living. Also, whenever they have difficult clients to deal with, I understand all that, and I understand how important their schedule is and how important it is that I'm on time and I'm not late to stuff when they're there, because they might have court hearings in other courts that they're supposed to be getting to the same day, and they're trying to jam it all in together so they can. I mean, that's how it is. That's how you make a living in private practice. And I understand all that, and I think as far as being well-rounded, I also understand the prosecutor side and the DA side and those victims. Like you said, I mean, there's a tremendous amount to be learned, like, dealing with the victims. The victims have rights as well.
They do.
And
it can
I
be
can
very
understand,
emotional a lot of times.
Right. And sometimes it might slow things down here or there,
Mhm.
because as a prosecutor, you're trying to work your victims through certain things that are hard to swallow sometimes, or however you want to say that, but things that are tough to deal with.
Right.
I feel like all my experiences now, when I was in private practice, I was so anxious to get to being a prosecutor, but now I look back on things now and I'm like, there's a reason the Lord put me there. He's given me the experience that I need to be well-rounded, for this job.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's good. That's great, actually. I understand being young. We're all gung-ho about doing something, but when you look back at it as you get older and you realize all the things you've learned around your particular skill set, wow, it helps a lot when you get to that place.
It really does.
And you're at that place.
Mm-hmm.
You're comfortable with it. You're saying,
God's kind of put you in the spot, throughout your life to be able to have the experience to do what you're doing now, to where and you're confident that you're going to be able to do a good and fair job because you've had all this experience.
That's right.
If you tried to jump into it 20 years ago, you wouldn't have had the experience you have now.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like, these things, I can look back on it now and it's a lot easier for me to see how it's all been built, and how he's led me down this path. At the time when you're bogged down in that path, it's hard to see the direction that he's really or what's really going on. But at this point,
through it, I know, and you're exactly right. I mean, with any skill set,
that's really
exactly.
And that makes you a better person too, because you're well-rounded and you're looking at it from up top instead of in the middle of that struggle.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of people jump in anything, not just this, when they're just kind of getting off the ground and they get a bad experience with it. And because of that, and it kind of messes them up. And if they would just wait and learn more and get more involved in whatever it is they're trying to do in life. So
Right.
I get that for sure.
Doesn't
As-
mean that they don't have something down the road.
Oh, that's
Doesn't
right.
mean they can't learn from their
Exactly.
mistakes. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it was probably not their time just yet.
Right.
Right.
And, you
Yeah.
got to put into the family. I know you have a family, and
That's
family's
right.
super important to you. I already know that about
Oh
you.
yeah, my boys are always with me. Every time I
Right.
see you, my boys are with me. I think my wife's with me 95% of the time.
That's
but
right.
My boys are with me about 100% of the time if I'm not at work.
And,
So
and family is everything.
it's everything to me. Yep.
I mean, it
It's
just
what we
is.
fight for. It's what what we work for, but it's
That's-
what we fight for sure.
That certainly factors into why I felt, the need to run for this position. I mean, I do have 2 young boys that I'm raising here in the Rankin County community. I've got a lot of close friends in Madison County, and it's important to me that these counties stay safe and stay,
Sure.
great communities to raise our families in.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, that really and truly is, if we don't have that, we have nothing,
Right.
Right.
So regardless. And I love that about everybody. I feel like everybody that I surround myself with in Rankin County and in Madison County, got a lot of great friends there too. We all are trying to make it just a better place to live,
Right.
a safer place to live, a secure place to live, all that good stuff. I know that sounds corny, but that's what we
That's the
want. That's
truth.
what
That's
we
right.
do, That's why we work. That's why we do everything. Kim is a single mom with a almost high schooler.
Oh, she is high school.
Or high school
Right.
now. I
10th
get
grade.
I get it mixed up now because they don't really have junior high anymore, which is what we had.
Right.
Junior and middle's like combined,
Oh, okay.
basically.
Anyway, but I see how hard she works, Kim, that is, to make sure her daughter is taken care of, and that's my kids are grown and gone, but I do understand. So
Right.
Exactly.
and that's very important to everyone. So you're going to be doing a couple of other meet and greets. I know you're going to be doing one at Cypress Point Resort out with Kelly and Mo and me and the rest of the crew out there, and that one's coming up in March.
Yeah, that's March 5th from 6 to 8 p.m.
And that's going to be held out there. If any of y'all are listening, come out, meet him, chill out. There'll be
I'd love to have anybody
right.
who
Any
wants to come out to
questions?
come
or-
out.
Mm-hmm. So,
Right. That's the one that's going to be the campaign kickoff, right?
I believe that. So that's my campaign committee that's put all this together. But yes, it's going to be the kickoff party.
Yeah.
So
And that is
get
the-
together, meet and greet, however you want to call it.
right. Perfect information.
So
And again, Cypress Point's at 874 Holly Bush Road. I say it every day, so I'm
so you know it.
047
Yes.
Brandon. Barely, but it is. Anyway, Mr. Smith's going to be out there 6 to 8 p.m. We're going to hold that in the middle part of the restaurant, like the buffet area, where there's plenty of space, tables. People can talk to him, meet him, bring your family.
Nice place to go.
Bring your family.
that.
Bring
Oh,
your
yeah.
family.
Relax.
And I know he's going to be doing something over in Gluckstadt too. I believe February 23rd.
I
I
think
have
that's
to
great.
look down at my calendar, but I'm pretty sure that's it.
I got a couple of things to be able to catch you and ask you questions.
That's
and,
right.
and
And
things like
If
that.
they'll tune in on my Facebook page that the committee set up, there'll be other things posted on there. That's a way for us to stay in touch with everybody, with all of our people that are with us on this deal.
So I have a special question
ahead.
from our producer. So he would like to know your philosophy on law and applying it to everyday issues.
I can tell you the most simple thing about it is my philosophy on law, as far as from a judge's standpoint, is just to make sure I'm fair and impartial. That's my whole goal. I want everybody to have their voice in their day. Um, I think that's key. And I think, my experiences in life, not only in practicing law, but I've owned businesses in the past. I currently have a deal where I work on people's cars at night and on the weekends. I've got a little hobby / business, whatever you want to call it, doing that stuff as well. And I think all of those experiences combined have created, the environment and the opportunity for me to learn how to be fair and impartial, and to make sure that can be fair and impartial for.
And we always need more fair people that work on your vehicle.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
What?
We need more fair people to work on your vehicle.
That's right.
Many more.
Honest people working on your vehicle.
Yeah,
people. There you
exactly.
go.
And don't get me wrong, because I have met a lot of honest ones.
Okay, I do have one more question. Okay, I'm getting to it now. Sorry, he's making sure he gets his questions in. So like, how do you feel about judicial activism, like from the bench?
Well, give me an example of what you're.
Well, I can tell you what he's kind of talking about. Some judges are kind of ruling the law towards whatever way they want to rule it from the bench.
Right. More of a personal, not really.
But they're doing it more personal, and it's more of an activist move. Just leave it at that.
No, I can't sit here and tell you,
right.
Like I told you whenever I came in, there's certain rules and things right now that this being a judicial race where I can't speak on certain issues. And there's a class coming up that I haven't been to yet. So, but I would say that I'm one that is going to go behind the Constitution, and I'm going to look at the letter of the law, and that's where it's going to fall.
That's exactly right.
But I can't comment on anything in particular.
No, I understand that, and I don't want you to. But your philosophy is to follow the letter of the law and the Constitution is what I'm hearing.
Right.
And that's the probably most important part, in my opinion, of any judge.
Because really, whether or not you personally agree, you're going to follow the Constitution and what's lettered under the law.
Correct.
And not use it as, a way to get. I think that was more or less what he was, wanting to know, like not using, your power of where you would be to push your own agenda.
I don't have an agenda I want to push, and I wouldn't do that. I'm going to follow the Constitution, and I'm going to follow the letter of the law.
In all positions to follow the Constitution and the law.
Especially when you hold power like that.
And any power from the president all the way down to your local city council.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's just my opinion. Yeah. That's not anything. And I understand we're not going to get into this side, that side, and all that crazy stuff. We're not going to do that. But as long as you say you're following the Constitution and the law,
that was really more music to my ears.
That's just a win-win.
It's
just a win-win. A total win-win.
Yes.
Now I would be I would want to definitely mention this Lugstat thing, so I just want to make sure I get the date right on that, because you're going to be speaking over at the police station, or at least meet and greet. I'm not sure how it's all set up yet.
Yeah, and I don't have my calendar with me to tell you the details, but there's something coming up in Gluckstadt here in the next few days, next week or so.
Yeah, I believe it's
definitely if they follow you on Facebook.
Right.
And
we'll have
when we get it, we will post it as well.
Well, I've already posted it. That's what I'm going to look at now. But it's a meet and greet, and I was correct. It's the 23rd. So that is literally next week. And basically it's just a meet and greet. You know, people get to know you.
Right.
There will be other candidates there. There will be also some staff members from some of the DC senators and House, and
Okay.
there will be Honorable Cynthia Brewer there and some other people. And
So a big chance to meet everybody.
but it's meet the candidates is what it is, and I'm always all about that kind of stuff. And just want to make sure on the address. I mean, I know where it is, but just it's 5:30 event. That's 5:30 Central Time at Gluckstadt Police Department, 140 Gluckstadt Way, 39110. It's weird because Madison and Gluckstadt have the same zip.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm about to just ask our producer to come out and ask questions he wants to ask. So he can bombard it with them. But I will be the voice. Okay.
Yeah.
So and I'm curious about this one too. So what do you see as the biggest challenges facing the circuit court in our district or Mississippi generally, such as like case backlogs, courtroom efficiency, or access to justice, like something that
Well, I can tell you from my experience in Rankin County at the district attorney's office that the Rankin and Madison Circuit Court has a lot of cases that come through it. Now, don't quote me on this. I don't know the stats exactly, but I think we're going to be either the second or third busiest district in the state. I mean, there are lots and lots of cases that come through there. That being said, I think, you know, the current judges that are there right now, I think they've done a great job, as far as I know, on keeping the dockets current, you know, and keeping the cases coming through. But that is a huge
area
issue. Well, it's a huge issue. Like, we've got to keep those things moving. If you start letting them backlog, it's going to be a never ending problem. It'll be a major problem.
And you know, you're talking about two huge counties too.
Right.
You know?
And there's a lot of agencies in Rankin County that produce a lot of cases. I mean, you know, people don't realize, but we have lots of towns, police departments in those towns that all produce felony cases. You know,
the sheriff's department,
MDOC, right? The sheriff's department. You've got MDOC over here with their main area where they're booking in inmates. You know, it's their central kind of headquarters. There's a lot of cases that get produced and are brought to the DA's office there that ultimately end up on the dockets in front of these circuit court judges. And I think that's one of the most important things right now, is making sure that whoever is elected to this position has the capabilities to, in the know with all, or the wherewithal to keep these cases moving and know what to do when they get in there on day one. And I feel like the fact that I've been there handling those cases from start to finish, that I have that. I know what needs to be done. Sure. Right. I know what needs to be done day one when I walk in that office, you know, as far as keeping that stuff moving, keeping the cases going. You know, when cases start getting backlogged and continued repeatedly, you know, I understand there might be a need for a continuance here or there on special, you know, in special situations.
Right.
But if it's a repeated issue or problem with the case, I mean, those tend to work out where those cases end up getting lost eventually, and just, I wouldn't say necessarily lost, but witnesses start disappearing, evidence starts disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't get handled, they get washed out. Then you have victims whose cases hadn't been handled appropriately.
Like, the length of time can definitely deter, you know.
Which I don't know that that's any current problem that we have right now. I don't, as far as I'm aware, that's not an issue, but I do recognize that is probably one of the biggest, you know, challenges that these judges face.
Because it states that everybody
is a vast, I mean, there's a huge amount of cases that come through.
Because if I remember correctly, it states, and I didn't go to law school, but it states that you have the right to a speedy trial.
Right. That's right. That issue can be raised too if you start having backlogs.
And but from your experience and then moving over from where you are now and where you have been on defense or either prosecution side, what do you think as a judge about promoting respect for public confidence as far as like if somebody's self-representing themselves? Is
People are entitled to do
Yeah.
that. And there's certain things that procedures that we'd have to go through to make sure
sure.
that I mean, if that's what they choose to do, that's what they choose to do.
Yeah, you would
We'll
handle
just-
that just like another one as long as they're
Right.
following
We'll just
the
stick with the law and the
guidelines,
rules
right.
and procedures that apply and move forward. That's fine. If that's how they choose to handle their
Yeah.
particular
I
situation.
mean, I personally wouldn't do that, but I know that some people,
Some
Yeah.
people do that.
and that's
I've
okay.
seen it in the past, and
Mhm.
it creates a little bit of
Right.
a hiccup because it's not the normal. But
Sure.
like I said, every situation's different. But that's fine with me. If somebody chooses to do that, we'll work through it.
Sure.
So-
Absolutely. Kim, what you got?
I'm trying to.
Well, I
said,
mean, yeah, there is a lot to talk about. So, since it's early on in this particular race, what Kim and I have learned by working on people's campaigns is the main thing that we must do in everything is people need to get off their couches, out of their chairs, out of whatever it is, and go vote.
exactly.
Right.
I mean, it has been low vote turnout on all sides, all parties, all whatever in this state.
Well, I think
In this state.
and
That's right.
I think we've brought it up before, but
We
one of
have.
the main components is voter fatigue. I mean, people just get so tired of voting every few months, and
Right.
then because to be responsible, you're supposed to do research, and I mean, you want to have your voice put in. You want to, that's one of the biggest reasons of why we want to be here in this country and keep it the way that it is to have your voice be heard freely. But voting every few months is just when you're trying to get through day to day and you got so much stuff going on, it's so easy to push people or things through because you're not paying enough attention. And so,
But it's people like us, it's our job to
It
get
is our
them
job.
to pay attention.
I mean, I chose this
Right.
to do this for that exact reason, because it was I did it starting off as mainly a challenge for myself to keep myself informed, because I could tell that I was not as informed as I should have been.
Right.
And so this kind of makes me have to do that. But you shouldn't have to start a show and a podcast to do that.
No.
It's research. We have our phones that really can connect us to anything we need to know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate y'all doing that.
Oh,
I mean, it is
absolutely.
our civic duty to get out and vote.
It is.
It is.
And I know it's hard
Yeah.
I've had
Oh,
the
yeah, we've
struggles
all
myself,
been through it.
you
Yes.
know,
It's struggles.
but you got to make yourself go and do it.
And honestly, in any position, if you want things to happen, then you have to go vote,
That's right.
because
exactly.
people screaming the most are the ones a lot of the times that didn't go vote. So-
Right.
And that,
Yes.
that to me is, I'm not talking bad about them. It's a free country. They don't have to go vote. But if you're going to scream about it, you should go vote so you would be able to scream.
Right. Because to
Right.
me, it's no purpose if you're going to have
Yeah.
an issue with it, but then you're not going to go give your official voice
Right.
to who you want to be in there so that they can,
Right.
someone that you believe that would, be doing what you're wanting them to do. I don't think that you would have a voice, in my opinion, to say anything about it if you didn't, put your 2 cents in, basically.
Right.
Yeah. And the way our voting system is set up is the way it's set up. So, I don't necessarily agree with voting so much in different times of blah, blah, blah. But
Maybe one day that'll get
yeah,
squared
right.
away.
Maybe it will.
Maybe.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Maybe
Right.
it won't.
We'll,
But
we'll see.
the best thing to do is add him on social media, keep up with it,
Yes, because
and
we've got a
click
few
on that.
months, right?
That's
before
right.
the
We got
vote.
a few months. It's November 3rd.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a potential for a runoff, especially in these types of races where you've got 3 people
Pay
from the
attention
same
to
county.
that too.
Runoffs, turnout on those is huge. Or, you know, usually the turnout is really low in a runoff. So
Yeah, I know.
it's very important if your person's in the runoff that you get out and vote.
Exactly. Don't assume.
Right.
Oh, you seem like you were doing fine. We didn't make it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that was your time to.
He or she'll be fine. We don't have
Yeah.
to go vote.
No.
That's
we
not the
don't.
way it works.
That's not the way it works. I think there was a race here recently that came down to
It
just a few
was.
votes.
It was.
Yes.
So-
So every vote.
I know the
does
Rankin
count.
County, one of the Rankin
That's
County
right.
supervisors came
Right.
really close.
Really close.
I mean, like a couple of 2, 3.
Yeah, I don't know
4
the
or 5
exact
votes,
stats on
yeah.
that, but I know it was really, really close. And those every single vote mattered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did, and
So
that's
Yeah.
why
they
when-
always matter, but it really showed in
Yeah.
that particular
Well, this
race.
is why, because you never know when it's going to come
That's
down to
right.
something. It may be a landslide. You never know, but
That's right.
it could come down to just a few
and it
people
did
voting.
on that race.
So I mean,
Right.
it can be down to the wire, and your vote could push your person over the
Right.
line. So, you know, I do have one more question from our producer.
All right.
So, I think this is a good one though, because we've kind of mentioned this earlier. But how will you balance being an elected official with maintaining the independence required of a judge? So, you know,
Well, you know, judges like this particular race here, it's a nonpartisan race.
Right.
So we can't be party affiliated or anything. That being said, you know, there's also other rules and requirements for judges about not participating in certain political activities or whatever that are party affiliated. So that helps, you know,
Right.
keep everything
Sure.
separate. You know, if I'm elected as a judge, I mean, first and foremost, my duty is to everybody to remain neutral and be fair and impartial.
Yeah.
You know, that's what
Right.
I've been, you know, essentially hired by the people to do.
right.
And that's my goal. So,
Right. Because it makes the most sense, especially in the position
Right.
you're running for, because no matter who is getting up there and what way they lean or what opinion they have, their right is to have, you know, a fair trial.
that's right.
And
Right.
so it needs to be fair, no matter
Right.
how their opinions, you
Right.
know,
Yeah,
are
because you
politically or
take, for
anything.
example, a family, and somebody in their family gets murdered. I know this personally. Okay. Now, what difference does it make who they voted for? That family just
Right.
wants the right, somebody to go by the law.
Everybody has a
Right.
right to justice.
by the law.
I mean, everybody
Everybody also has the right to defense.
does. Exactly.
I mean,
one way or the other.
They are not guilty. You know,
Yes. If they are truly not guilty, they have that right. And no matter how,
Yeah.
you know, their opinions are, it needs to be,
it needs
like
to
you said,
be.
nonpartisan, non-biased,
That's right.
That's right. Because,
just
you know,
following the law.
Yep.
and not all cases, as he well knows, because he's a lawyer, are going to be easy.
No.
It's just, you know,
No,
there's
I
there's
a
some
imagine
that
lot.
are
most are
definitely-
not.
No, they're
I mean,
most of them are pretty difficult.
Most
you
of them
know.
are probably difficult, especially
right.
the ones like I was talking about, because there's so much that goes
There's-
into play,
That's right.
so much evidence.
I will say this, speaking from and I'm not going to give the, you know, the place that I worked at the time, but a government job that I had at one point, we were actually given the right. Well, we were given the position of being a hearing officer. Now, this was just to pay a certain amount of money or not. But just that alone, the
Right.
responsibility put on me, I, to be honest with you, I didn't really particularly care for it because
Right.
I don't like making that decision. And it was just people paying money back to the government or not. Did they owe it or not? You
Right.
know, but just having that, you know,
Like an arbitration hearing.
I panicked on almost every single one because I'm
Yeah.
like, I would hate to make someone pay something back when they didn't owe it, you know, and all this stuff, even though you go through the same thing, you have evidence produced and you view that
Right.
and you make the decision. But at the same time, so I've had a very, very, very small amount, but at least enough to know I would not be made for that job, you know? So I appreciate anyone
Not
that I know
everybody is.
is obviously put in that position for the right reason, have the right experience, and wants to do that and can do it fairly, like that is who I want to vote for.
Right.
and nobody, not that position is not for everybody, and neither is a lawyer for that matter,
Oh,
Right.
or
Right.
anything to do with law. It's just
Yeah.
not for everyone.
you have to have passion for it.
You do, but you have
I'm
to have
sure.
passion for a lot of stuff, music, whatever it is,
That's
you have
right.
to have the passion for it. Man, we certainly appreciate you hanging out with us today.
Yes.
I
this
greatly
That's
evening.
way
appreciate y'all
informed.
having me and
Oh
talking
yeah,
with me.
man. We had a great time.
So-
Thanks for the shirts. Y'all check out the shirt over there.
Yes.
And we-
Yes.
And I guess
Gonna
we'll
rock that
get
shirt
together and post my Facebook link or whatever.
Oh,
we
yeah,
need
yeah.
For,
Oh, yes.
And I've already got it
Personal.
running live. You've
That'll
already
work.
got people like Mitch sharing
Work.
it and all them.
Well, there's going to be there should be an email address on there. You
Yeah.
can email my campaign committee or whatever. And if you've got questions for me or whatever, you can email them. They'll pass it on to me.
Or you can email us and we'll pass it on
Sure
to you.
thing. Message us.
And
on
really
any
what
of our
everybody
socials.
should do is go to his Facebook page, click on the 3 dots to the right of the
That's right.
screen.
And
It
share it.
scrolls down and click invite all.
Yes.
Right.
You can invite
It's really
1,000 people per every 4 days.
Yes.
And
Right.
I've already done that once, so I'm waiting for mine to
But yes.
Well, I appreciate it. And
It's not as
like I said,
easy
if
as
you-
it used to be.
like we had said earlier, if you'll follow the page, people, I mean, that's just a way for me to reach everybody, or
Oh,
for
yeah.
my campaign committee to reach everybody and keep them informed of what's going on. And that's the main thing. I want everybody to know what's going on. If they've got questions about something that I can answer, I certainly want to answer those questions for
Oh,
them.
absolutely.
Yes.
And to be upfront about it like that and all that is a win in my mind, because there are a lot of people that run for a lot of different positions, but you can't ever get in touch with them. And,
Right.
All right.
and that could be anything from a job related or whatever.
Right.
But it's very important to be able to get in touch with the person that you have questions for. So,
Correct. Exactly.
and
But I mean, if you go to the Facebook page, there's just so many resources you have on there.
Right.
Like I said, go and just take a peek at the explanation of what
a circuit.
the position that he's running for, what they do.
Right.
I mean, again, it's to me, public knowledge of
That's
this
right.
is just, I mean, the more you know,
The more you know, especially, I mean, if you're voting for something, you need to know what you're voting for and who you're voting for. So please
Right.
look at, the what a circuit court judge does, and look at the experiences that I've had. And I think you'll see the same as I do myself. I mean, I feel like I'm qualified to do this job. This is what I've been doing for almost 20 years, is working in that court as an attorney. So, and practicing in front of those judges.
And
Right.
it goes back to, which is a whole nother subject we're not going to talk about today, but young people need to get more involved in civics
This is
and
correct.
understand it. That's a whole nother conversation. But I watched a 10-minute long video where somebody in a hearing was asking a gentleman who has been a sheriff for 27 years what branch he was in, and he couldn't tell him.
No.
He said, I
that should
don't
be a
know.
requirement for the
And
job.
then he goes,
in my
well, which
opinion.
one do you think you would be in? And he said, judicial. And it went, wrong.
Right.
Which one do you honestly think you'd be in? I don't know. Well, it's executive.
Right.
But, and I'm not picking on him. I'm just saying
No. It
that
just it does
shows
give an
you-
example. That's a good
Right.
example.
Right.
it gives you a great example of, I'm a bit older than you guys. So we did have civics. Not everybody did, but I think it's needed again.
Yeah.
And it may be
Definitely
there
need to
again.
readdress it.
It may be there again. I don't know.
I
But
haven't
as
seen
far as I know, it's not.
Right. Well,
But so since it's not, and this goes for people out of high school too, since it's not available, just jump
yeah,
online
we've got the information right
Right.
at our fingertips.
right here.
So,
That's
So
right.
like your explanation, like Kim said on your
Mhm.
Facebook page. So y'all check that out. Today is February 16th,
that's right.
We're go-
President's Day.
President's Day.
Sorry.
Show is brought to you by Cypress Point Resort and also our friends over at Mississippi Coding Academies. That's mscoding.org. Cypress Point's having a big Mardi Gras party. Tomorrow night is Fat Tuesday. I hope to see all y'all out there. And thanks for showing up and hanging
And
out
thank
with us.
y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you.